We had a blast at StarCast 6. A huge thank you to everyone who attended. And if you want to relive our stage show experience, you can with Premier Streaming Network. Over 20 stage shows took place StarCast weekend. From comedy shows, design panels, musical performances, talk shows, and more. Including a live edition of AEW Unrestricted with CEO Tony Khan. Sign up for Premier Streaming Network today and check out the shows available now on demand and in HD. And if you sign up today, you'll get 2 months free of Premier Plus. Enjoy the amazing lineup of content that Premier Streaming Network offers, including all 5 previous StarCast stage show lineups. Hundreds of hours of fantastic wrestling content at your fingertips. Visit StarCastOnPremiere.com.
Legacy that's long. That's the legend of the Armstrongs. Questions get answered. Oh, you didn't know? Let's start the show.
Welcome back to the show. It's Road Dogg and Casio, and you're listening to
I'll tumble for ya, I'll tumble for ya, I'll tumble for ya, I'll tumble for you. Oh, you didn't know, oh, you didn't know. That's the name of the podcast you should know. Sorry. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't know what you were doing when you were making that noise. I was afraid to pull you up on camera. Oh, you were rocking.
Yeah.
I thought you were jocking. I wasn't sure.
Hey,
this is Oh You Didn't Know. I'm Road Dogg.
How is it, man?
To my immediate whatever way that is, Casio Kid, otherwise known as the harlot of Huntsville.
The harlot?
Yeah, I just made that up.
By the way,
I just pulled that out of my GIF bag.
Don't tell my wife.
GIF bag or gift bag? It depends on if you're at a birthday party.
I say GIF, but I think that's wrong. You say GIF or GIF?
I don't care.
Hey, since I saw you last,
yeah,
you went to 3 Doors Down.
Holy Toledo, Cubs win. Yes, I went to 3 Doors Down, but almost and equally as emotionally charged was 30 years of Candlebox.
Come on.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. And there's like one song on like Far Behind, of course, is like so iconic to me in that time of and people that have been left behind and people that go away, and you know what I mean? Like there's so much there to unpack. Dude, I just sat in my chair. Just so good. Left me far behind.
Come on.
Yes, I loved it. And the dude was right there on it all. He was awesome. And I sat in my chair and jammed and cried during that. And my youngest daughter was with me. And she was like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't care. I don't care who knows, man." But it took me right back. And then, dude, 6 Doors from Sunday, they were incredible. 3 Doors Down. 3 Doors Down were incredible. And I mean, the singer is impressive because he doesn't try to do things he can't do. He sings the songs exactly like you remember them on the radio. You know what I mean? And it's that's impressive to me.
And
you know what I mean?
How many songs you knew from there, too?
Every one. It was 20 years of Away from the Sun. So that album, look, their first album had, what's
Kryptonite.
The... Crazy, you make all me Superman.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, Kryptonite. Yeah, you said it, and I kept butchering the song.
Duck and Run was a great one.
Look, we got a couple. Yeah, so there was a few on that one. The next one was the one and so it was 30 years of Candlebox, 20th anniversary of Away from the Sun, which had all those hits on it. And so, man, it was an awesome time.
Girl.
Oh my God, every song, it was awesome. The weather was great. My daughter and I went over early to the wharf and had pizza, and it was good deal. Yeah.
I went and saw Snoop Dogg and the owner of the NWA, Mr. William Corgan, sing with Smashing Pumpkins. I had 2 in 1 week.
Wow. How were they?
Fantastic. There was a dense fog advisory for Huntsville on Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine why that would be, unless,
Wiz
of course,
Khalifa,
it was a low-pressure system.
Very low pressure.
And when it collides with the warm weather, boy, let me tell you.
Too short.
Oh, you were referring to their amount of reefer they smoke.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah.
I've been off the
I believe they were passing them around as we sat down from the stage. So that was good.
I'll be darned. Yeah, it does smell funny when you go to those concerts.
Yeah.
It smells of skunk sometimes.
Got a few noise ordinances for that one, noise complaints.
Really?
Yeah.
Or is it gunfire?
The bass was bumping.
Oh, got it. 808.
Warren G came out, and then Too Short. We were jamming, son.
Mission trying to find
DJ Drama was spinning. Come on now.
Come on. You didn't know? You better ask somebody. The Dogg and Casio. We get rowdy. Sorry, Truth. I just stole your stuff.
All right, dog. You want to jump into wrestling or not?
No.
All right, well then let's keep it going.
But I drank a 5-hour energy, so we may as well.
Our meme of the week. We don't know what's going to happen, and it's a good one because it took Dom 30 minutes to find it today. Here we go. The promoter getting ready to pay the boys after he just put the title on himself in the main event.
It is not Ian Rotten, Dom. Oh, sorry.
How many times you got paid in food, dog?
Well, not as many times as I got paid in drugs, I can tell you that much. It's just a fact right there. Factoid.
Hey, man, you want hot dogs? No. I would prefer a bag of something.
Quarter. Anyway. Whatever. It was a different day, young ladies and boys.
Yeah. The past is the past. Look at you with your emotional support, Stanley. All right, here we go.
This is the emotional support one. I got the other one that's the big daddy.
All right, here we go. Today, dog, we're talking about SummerSlam 2000 when you had a friendly rivalry with your DX partner in crime, X-Pac.
So
and at the time, DX...
23 years ago?
Isn't that crazy?
Ooh, I really don't remember any of this, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It'll be fun for both of us.
You're going to be like, that was a heck of a rivalry. I'm just now experiencing it.
Whew. Yeah, for the first time.
At the time,
DX... X-Pac? I thought he was my friend. I thought he was
we had 0 matches in our career, except that 1 year. Headlined
I did say that about somebody, and then came to find out like I had 6 or 8 matches. Oh, it's not y'all's fault that you're not memorable. Oh, come on, Brian. It's not.
Nicely done.
That was me being a narcissistic prick.
You're being a heel because at the time
being
DX
a bad
are
guy.
heels.
Yeah.
You're backing Triple H and Stephanie. Also, Billy Gunn is out of action with a torn rotator cuff and was thrown out of the group. So you and Pac are working as a tag team.
See? Now I'm with you up until here.
Here we go.
Continue.
Starting on a 7/24/2000 Austin, Texas, Raw. Road Dogg and X-Pac entered for Road Dogg's match. Dogg did a pre-match promo about his opponent, Steve Blackman, and led the crowd in chanting, "Suck it," as well.
Oh.
Hardcore championship on the line. Steve Blackman and Road Dogg.
Who was the champion? Steve Blackman or me?
You.
Oh. Wow.
No, it was.
Are we
Blackman.
sure?
No, I'm sure it was Blackman.
I honestly don't know, and now I think you honestly
you're being
don't
sarcastic.
know either.
It's Blackman.
You're totally trying to buy time by saying
No, it's Blackman. I got the commentary. Here we go.
Okay.
Blackman did some crotch chops that looked awkward. Dogg hit an overhead suplex on Blackman, while X-Pac said he was the better singles wrestler between him and Dogg. Blackman brought a chair in with Dogg, hitting a DDT on a chair for 2. Blackman avoided a chair shot and did a pump kick into Dogg's face for the pinfall win. 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Post-match, X-Pac said he's challenging Blackman for the hardcore title on SmackDown.
Yeah, Steve.
So we've mentioned him.
You may have, floated through me, but now you got my buddy X-Pac to take on. Let's see how well you fare against him. He's as lethal with his feet as you are, mister.
Well, let's get your memory jogging. What do you think
please
of
God.
working
I don't
with
want to
Steve
jog.
Blackman?
I don't want to jog anywhere. Oh, so your question was, what did I think of Steve Blackman? Steve Blackman, hell of a guy. Scared me to death in the wrestling ring. Look, so there was at a point in time where I didn't mind it rough and aggressive when I first got there. Then as time went on, I was like, the faker, the better. Like, if you don't really touch me at all, that's kind of how I like it. And with Steve, I just didn't know which I was going to get at what time. And so, terrifying to me. But the nicest guy in the world, and wouldn't do anything, well, could do anything he wanted to me, but I don't think he would have. You know what I mean? That's just not in his wheelhouse. He was always a professional and always a super nice guy. He's just really a badass, and I was scared of him because of it.
On SmackDown later that week in San Antonio, Hardcore Championship on the line, you joined commentary for the match. Dogg didn't like Cole talking over him as X-Pac hit a spin kick to take over.
Yep.
X-Pac brought in a trash can lid, and he used it to hit Blackman in the head, but then Blackman kicked the trash can in his face. X-Pac foolishly put the trash can by Blackman, who held it up to block a Bronco Buster.
Stop right there for a second. He says foolishly left the garbage can so that he could... If he didn't leave it there, how could he use it to block the Bronco Buster? So it's not foolish at all, is it? It's choreographed, and you want to know it so bad, at least play along when we play along.
He says, ouch. Blackman hit X-Pac in the head with the kendo stick for the pinfall win. 5:33, by the way, Dogg.
Yeah. How long did he beat me in?
5:29.
It takes a good man to beat me, but it don't take him long. I want to go back to that segment for a second and talk about, I want to apologize to all the wrestling purists and old school wrestlers that I had Steve Blackman kick out of a DDT on the chair. I am part of the problem. I admit this, and I prostrate myself before you and beg your forgiveness. Now we come ahead. Now Kiddo beats.
No, he loses.
Steve. He lost too?
Yeah.
Son of a sitch. I thought
He hit him with the kendo stick.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he lost, but it took him 4 seconds longer to beat X-Pac than you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he said he was a better wrestler than I did last week. Like, I don't know why y'all don't believe him. You know what I mean?
Stats are stats.
He said it, and he proved it. So kudos to him.
Post-match.
Apparently, I just suck out of the two of us.
You got mad. You attacked Blackman with a kendo stick. X-Pac kicked Blackman with a kendo stick. Cole claimed that Road Dogg and X-Pac were arguably the greatest tag team in WWF history.
Stop right there.
Okay.
Read just that part one more time in 3, 2.
Michael Cole claimed that Road Dogg and X-Pac were arguably the greatest tag team in WWF history.
There, we got a clean cut of that. Thank you. Yeah, you can go on now. Look at, he said arguably. You know what I mean? I've seen people go to murder cases with a lot less. I'm just saying there's a lot of circumstantial evidence that proves Michael Cole to be onto something. But we don't have any DNA, is what I'm saying. So.
And then bring back to life and bring you right back down to earth.
Yeah.
The Observer says, what? They never even were the champions together. Road Dogg was with Billy Gunn. Anyway, there was more double teaming, and nobody tried to help Blackman.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of friends. Let's be honest. He's very off-putting, and he has body odor. No, just like, I don't know. I guess it was part of the story to get to me and X-Pac being on SummerSlam.
Well, I was going to say, do you know what point you're going to be working with him at SummerSlam? Did you know
Yeah,
now?
yeah. We know. Yeah, we know that now, and we know where we're trying to get to. And look, we're kind of okay with it. But the truth be told, I was always okay with anything they had for us, and this was an opportunity for us to be on SummerSlam, and I was on a downward spiral, and so we'll talk about that when we get to it. But Derek Sabato said me and Kid both suck. So look, I got to take his word for it. He doesn't lie. He's never lied to me before.
Well, you lost to Blackman back to back. So.
Yeah, we're not good.
On a Raw on 7/31, the Atlanta, Georgia Dome, Steve Blackman teams up with Al Snow versus Dogg and X-Pac. Blackman and Snow attacked with cookie sheets to start the match. How's a cookie sheet feel?
The good ones, if you get hit right in the middle of it, okay. I mean, a lot better than a chair. But you'll see if you go back and watch some old hardcore stuff, you'll see, especially me and Al Snow, them cookie sheets, you could put them on the ground and kick them flat and use them again. And so you could get probably 3 or 4 good shots out of them before you kind of got to toss them to the side.
Snow beat on both opponents with a street sign. How's a street sign?
Yeah, that hurts. It hurts really bad because it's just a big street sign. It's awkward and oblong and hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, oh, ow, whatever.
You successfully used oblong. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's
strong.
because I've been looking up thermoses. And so I'm picking out a thermos for you.
Blackman brought a chain and a trash can into the ring. X-Pac threw some powder into the eyes of both opponents.
Hey, it was the Attitude Era.
As Dogg hit Snow in the head with a street sign. X-Pac hit Snow with the chain that was in the ring. Blackman beat up both DX with a trash can lid. X-Pac came back with a drop kick on Blackman. Snow with a trash can lid to both opponents, and Dogg hit Snow with the trash can lid as well.
Also,
Snow hit a suplex on Dogg on the floor.
Ow. Why?
X-Pac jumped off the top on the Snow with a punch to the head. Blackman had nunchucks.
What?
But X-Pac hit him with a spin kick and then a trash can to the head. X-Pac brought in a bag. Blackman hit Snow with a trash can. He hit X-Pac with a trash can as well. Snow back in the ring with a nunchuck shot to the head of X-Pac.
Ow.
Ooh. Snow brought in a bowling ball and rolled it into Dogg's groin.
Come on.
Woo!
I think I still have that bowling ball.
That drew a big pop from the crowd. X-Pac came back with a trash can to the head on both opponents. X-Pac with a kendo stick. Then he lost it. Blackman got the sticks while X-Pac was handed the kendo stick again.
What?
Blackman blocked kendo stick shots, and Blackman used the sticks and X-Pac in the body repeatedly. Blackman picked up X-Pac into a sit-out slam for 2 as Dogg broke up the pin. Snow had a trash can lid. He swung it at Dogg, who ducked, and Snow hit Blackman in the back of the head. X-Pac hit the X Factor on Blackman on a chair, and arguably the greatest tag team of all time gets the win in 6 minutes and 14 seconds.
Look, we talked about us not being very good individually, but now that you've seen what we're capable of as a tag team, arguably the best in WWF history, WWF at the time. You asked me how everything felt except for the kendo stick, and I actually liked the kendo stick. It hurt the least, if you ask me.
What about bowling ball to the nards?
So yeah, you just kind of take that, and look. In my case, sometimes you have to put your finger up there and scream snake to get it to come out. So it's just all berries, and you just close your thighs or your inner thighs a little bit, and I'm good to go. Now look, you might be asking somebody that different than me, like a flash funk. Like, I don't know how you stop that. I think the bowling ball disintegrates upon impact. But
so we just discovered Flash Funk with a thermos.
Oh, that's a Yeti. That's a Yeti.
It's an emotional sport, Stanley. Oh my gosh! Did you ever wear a cup wrestling?
Yes, but it was part of the spot when China uppercutted me in the nads, and I pulled out a cup. Boom, bang, bang. I don't know.
But none other than storyline.
I think she still beat me. No, I've never worn a cup. That would be arguably the worst thing you could possibly do in the history of wrestling.
Also, the question everybody wants to know, what does everybody want?
Head, of course.
No, Al Snow has been in the news recently for his work in OVW and his new TV series coming out on Netflix.
Yep.
You gotta always loved working with Al, right?
Always love Al, period. Like Al is one of those, kind of like Dr. Tom Pritchard. Like I feel like they're almost cut from the same cloth. They're very unique individuals, very genuinely hilarious, like both of them genuinely funny individuals that are just fun to spend time around. Like Al's always fun to be around. You know what I mean? And so yeah, always loved working with Al. And look, he was very innovative in this stuff too. So I listened a lot when I got to work with Al. And I'd like for everybody to go back and look up when he threw the poinsettia at me and hit me in the face on the Fight Outside and pile drive him in the snow edition of the Hardcore Championship. But yeah, always loved, really, I loved it. Even though he threw a potted plant at my face at full speed, I still love him. I can't switch you. Yeah. Even if I knew the day we met that you would be the reason my heart broke, I'd love you anyway, Al.
Oh.
I'd love you anyway.
I got deep.
Certified Luke Combs.
Next up, at a show that I was in attendance at. My first Road Dogg sighting here in my life.
No way.
August 3rd, 2000, Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham.
Scotty 2 Hottie with Grandmaster Sexay versus X-Pac with Road Dogg. You joined the commentary for the match.
I should be on commentary more often.
We need to get you back on there.
Gotta get me on there.
You were on commentary. Cole kept on asking Dogg about Triple H as X-Pac hit a suplex, leading into a chin lock, with Dogg saying nobody was asking Cole about how he bleached his hair. That was funny as X-Pac hit a belly-to-back suplex for 2. Scotty fired up with punches, then a leaping forearm and cover for 2. Scotty charged in. X-Pac moved. X-Pac went shoulder first into the turnbuckle. Scotty avoided the Bronco Buster attempt, which led to the Bulldog. Scotty hit the W-O-R-M to a huge pop from the crowd. The fans love that move as Scotty hit the chop for a 2 count with X-Pac getting his foot on the bottom rope. Ooh. Scotty with punches. The referee was
not
close.
Even a kick out for the Whiz arm. He just put the foot on the rope. 1, 2.
That's all he had. That's all he had.
That's all he had after the chop from the worm. Come on.
X-Pac with a low blow, and the X Factor got the pinfall at 4:12. Road Dogg said that X-Pac was up, but he was going to tie things up later since he faced Sexay.
Oh yeah, I was going to face Grandmaster Sexay.
Dog, talk to me about the worm. How does some of this silliest crap get over? Because it was over.
So this is going to sound like a fake story, but Scott Garland can attest to it. If you ever saw when I think it was the night of the big blue steel cage when we joined DX officially and crucified Terry Funk and beat Mankind. You know what I mean?
Let's go kill Terry Funk. That was it.
Yeah, I think it was that era, and I did the worm to top and beat Mankind, and I forget which actual match it was in, but I did the worm. So then I would do it on live events as a kick out spot, 1-2 kick out. I would do the worm, do something, wiggle knee, then back up and do the worm, but worm and end up on top of them, hook their leg, 1-2. So then Scotty 2 Hottie said, "Hey, I see you doing that thing. Are you doing it all the time, or do you care if I said?" "I don't care, dude. You can do it." And literally, he took something that I was just doing as a joke and made it so much more and so much bigger. And it to this day, like that, you're right. That thing was over as crap. You know what I mean? But it was not at all what I was doing. He just came to me and said, "Can I do that?" And I was like, "Heck yeah, you can do that, dude." It was feeling weird to me anyway. Like it wasn't I wasn't doing it right. I felt the potential, but he took it and ran with it, and it is what it is today, which is kind of historic and nostalgic. Like I guarantee you, he could hit that today in any sold out arena and have the place rocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's go on to you and Grandmaster Sexay. X-Pac was on commentary saying he was the best technical wrestler.
But I wonder who was better on commentary, me or him.
Which you're both
Just
arguably the greatest tag team in the history of the
in the
WWF.
history of the industry.
Sexay with a face first takedown that sent Dogg face first into the match.
He's a better wrestler than me.
Right out of the gate.
Better wrestler.
Sexay to the top. X-Pac shoved, and Sexay landed on his feet. Dogg went after Sexay, who moved, and Dogg hit X-Pac off the apron.
Oh, Keystone Cops, bro.
How about this? This is everybody's chaos.
Benny Hill.
He super kicked you. Then he went up top, put on the goggles, and connected with the hip-hop drop, leg drop. X-Pac in the ring. Scotty punched him, so the referee made Scotty leave the ring. X-Pac with a spin kick on Sexay, and Dogg covered for the pinfall win in 1:58, son.
Bro, I beat Grandmaster Sexay in under 2 minutes. That's what the record book says.
Post-match, the two teams got in a brawl with Rikishi slowly getting to the ring.
Man, there used to be so much, I guess I could call it Wild West. Like just behind the ref's back, kids just hitting spin kicks in the middle of the ring. And you know what I mean? Like it's so...
No
and
rules,
people go like,
right,
"Oh,
baby.
it was so good back then." Like, really? it was very nonsensical. But maybe that's part of the allure, you know.
Rikishi with a punch on Dogg, a super kick on X-Pac. Dogg was punched out of the ring. Scotty hit a splash on X-Pac. Sexay with a splash on X-Pac. That set up for Rikishi to charge in, but Road Dogg pulled X-Pac out of the way for the save. Dogg, how many stink faces you think you ever got in your life from Rikishi?
So probably 4.
Okay.
Probably 4.
Is there one that sticks out?
Well, I think we're actually in perusing the notes. I think we're going to speak about it in depth. Probably the same depth that my nose was in his the cavity. We'll just say that. We'll say cavities.
Any stink face ribs? Not even with just the Rikishi, but anybody?
So the thing with me, look, the thing is, and this is the weirdest truth. He's a clean dude. You know what I mean? Like he's not like a scumbag who never bathed or anything. Like his gear was clean. He always was clean. And so it wasn't, you know what I mean? I've been in a lot worse predicaments. I can tell you that much in a ring, than getting the stink face. And so the only rib one time was I went gagging over by the announce table and made Jerry Lawler really throw up because Jerry Lawler has a really weak stomach, and so I was gagging, like believably gagging, and he got gagged up and sick. So yeah, rib was on him.
Wait, was that the point though? You knew you wanted to make him?
Oh yeah, because Lawler and Briscoe, Gerald Briscoe, infamously weak stomachs.
Wait, Briscoe does it too?
Yeah, and you anything, and they go, and it's
oh my gosh,
here they go.
Oh, next time I see him, I need to do it. I can't wait.
Something.
We talked about the worm getting over, but just as a whole, man, too cool. They were in and over with me and my crew, brother. Were you surprised as they got that over?
Not really, because look, they had hired Scotty Garland as he was an extra. Like a lot, he would come and be an extra in the Northeast, and he was just a good guy and a good worker, and everybody loved him. You know what I mean? And so they hired him, and then of course Brian Christopher was, he had been drawing money in an actual little territory when the territories were dead for 10 years, and so he had been around. Both guys were extremely talented. And look, Scotty Garland's still going around the world working right now and doing the worm all over the, internationally. And so, and of course, Brian, God rest his soul, he was a meteorite, man. He shined bright. You know what I mean? He burned out early, but he shined bright. He was a star, dude, and he lived like it. And I don't know. No regrets, probably, because that's the way he was, and that's the way I knew him. Look, we almost got in a fight a couple of times because we were cut from the same cloth, and I was a lot bigger than him, and he didn't give a damn. You know what I mean? Like Brian didn't give a damn. He would fight you in a drop of a dime, and so we had some fun sometimes, but yeah, those guys. Look, it didn't surprise me they got as over as they did because they were both extremely talented dudes.
On Raw 8-7 from MSG, Rikishi and X-Pac. Rikishi did the stink face while Dogg was shown laughing at it as he watched in the backstage area. Rikishi with a super kick as Rikishi climbed the ropes. Road Dogg showed up with a blatant low blow punch to the groin for the DQ finish at 2:57. Dogg, you were talking about earlier about how you were just happy that they were writing something for you. Are you ever disappointed in these short matches, 2 minutes, or this one's less than that because you just made an appearance?
Yeah, no, because look, it was the telling of a bunch of different stories, and so there was not a lot of time to be given out. If you had an hour in your 2-hour show or whatever it was at this point in time devoted to Austin and backstages, and you know what I mean, and look, rightfully so. Maybe it was a Rock at this point. I don't even remember where we were where we were at it in 2000. But you would devote a lot of that time. So a lot of the other stories would get told quickly, but they were represented. And so truth be told, look, I was getting to work with, now I'm working with Rikishi and X-Pac on television. Like, it's two stars. I'm just lucky to be in there with them, to be quite honest with you. And truth be told, I was spiraling downhill. So thank God I was in there with pros like this so they could carry me.
Next up, 8-10 from Rutherford, New Jersey. X-Pac and Rikishi. The story was that X-Pac didn't want Road Dogg's help since they were doing a friendly rivalry thing.
Yep.
The fans popped huge as X-Pac sat against the turnbuckle, and Rikishi went for his stink face, but X-Pac did a low blow punch that blind referee Teddy Long didn't see.
Oh, Teddy, bless his heart. He did have problems with his left ocular cavity.
X-Pac went up top with a crossbody block for a 2 count. Rikishi blocked a sunset flip attempt, and he signaled for the bonsai drop, and then Rikishi hit the bonsai drop for the pinfall win at 3:50. By the way, X-Pac is on commentary saying he is the best technical wrestler in the game. How good was Waltman at this time?
Oh, look, he was always great. He was always head and shoulders above me when it came to this game of wrestling. Look, he was properly trained in Minnesota, where a lot of the greatest that we talk about on a weekly basis, and that's still in the game talked about, came from. You know what I mean? So he was properly trained in the industry of professional wrestling. I never got that. I never went through that. And so to look at this point, 2000, I was banging New Bane and I was living crazy. But prior to this, when me and Kid were teaming, I had been tag team champs how many times with Billy and still never really learned how to wrestle. Like, X-Pac was the first one that started talking to me, and I've said this before, about like, hey, why are you reversing Kane's Irish whip? And I was like, I don't know, that's the spot we called. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really understand what he was talking about. And he said, well, isn't he bigger than you? Doesn't it make sense that you couldn't do that? That you wouldn't be able to do that? And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But it made me start looking at things. And, dude, I'm not kidding. I'm in the business now, 10 years, whatever. And several-time tag team champion, and still don't know what the crap I'm doing. You know what I mean? And so everybody had an advantage on me. I could just cut a decent promo and take a decent bump. And then Billy was my partner, and Hunter was my friend.
Well, guess what? It all counts.
It's all berries nowadays.
It all counts. Next up, 8-13 from East Rutherford, New Jersey. X-Pac and Dogg versus D'Lo Brown and Chaz.
Ooh.
X-Pac puts D'Lo in a side headlock, but D'Lo fights out and hits a side slam. D'Lo tags Chaz, and Chaz hits a double axe handle. Chaz covers for 2, but Road Dogg makes the save. D'Lo sneaks in. They double team X-Pac. X-Pac lays out Chaz. Then Road Dogg gets in the ring, then makes the tag. They double team Chaz, and when he's back down into the corner, Road Dogg tags X-Pac. Pac hits the Bronco Buster, then tags Road Dogg. When they try to double team Chaz, he tags D'Lo, and D'Lo cleans house. He hits the sky high on X-Pac for 2, but Road Dogg breaks it. Lowdown hits Lowdown. hits a double body slam on Road Dogg, but X-Pac hits a low blow and X-Factor on D-Lo to win. Lowdown then stomps on Road Dogg. Lowdown.
Yeah.
Dog, tell me, D-Lo and Chaz, two guys not really talked about much at their time together. This tag team wasn't the best, but what'd you think of them together?
No, they were the best if you had to wrestle them. You know what I mean? Especially on a weekly basis. Like, they were very good at what they did. So this brings me down, because reading this, I'm pretty sure this was the match that got me to where I went to them and said, I have a bad problem. And this is, I'm pretty sure, the match where I was effed up in the ring, and I'm ashamed of it. And I'm sorry for it, but I can't get that one back. So it makes me feel weird. I appreciate you throwing the curveball of how good these guys were, because look, they had to be honest when we came back and said, he was screwed up, man. He couldn't. And so to this day, I think I probably have by now, but if not, I owe those guys an apology, just because I put them at risk. And that was for me and my own selfish reasons. You know what I mean? So note to self, go back and watch this match, and then don't be a Brian.
Don't be a Brian. There's our next shirt. Don't be a Brian.
I told Jelly Roll that on Twitter. I said, you got it all. Now you're on top of the world, bro. Now's when the test starts. Don't be a Brian.
Dog, from there you start working a lot of handicap matches. What's different about working handicap matches?
So I don't think there's anything different between working a handicap match and a tag match. You just have to think of ways, be a little more creative to have the one guy feasibly make comebacks and stuff like that when it's 2-on-1. But look, I think one thing that goes into it, which X-Pac and I and Billy Gunn and Hunter and Chyna included in that, always had great timing and could always feed. And when I say feed, I mean hit the ring at the exact right time when the good guy has just dropped the other guy and he's back on his feet to duck your punch and catch you too. And so it's the timing of all that is very important for it to look awesome. D-Generation X was, and this is not arguably, this is me saying it's a fact, and if not, I got two words for you. We were the best bumping faction going, and you can ask Taker, you can ask Austin, The Rock, any of those guys. Timing was impeccable, and we loved what we were doing. So I'd say when we were heels, DX bumped like nobody's business.
Woo, woo, woo.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett here to tell you about SaveWithConrad.com. You've heard Conrad talk about the total nonstop savings they provided current homeowners. But did you know Conrad and his team can also help my world listeners become homeowners? They make buying a home easier than getting the bag after a good housekeeping match. But don't take the Last Outlaw's word for it.
Franklin Dove, Orlando, Florida. After listening to all of Conrad's podcasts and hearing the different stories that he shared, I felt the time was right for me to explore buying a home again, and reached out, and one thing led to another, and finally closed last week. It was excellent. Everything flowed smoothly from my first contact. I just put in the initial request online. Francis reached out. We started the application process, got the approval moving. Holly was great. Larry Thompson was amazing. Everything was smooth. Communication was perfect. Really, it was a much better experience than anything that I could have imagined. My name is Franklin Dove in Orlando, Florida, and I got into my dream home thanks to SaveWithConrad.com.
That's right. In my world, it doesn't get any better than 5 stars. Don't let your landlord get over on you. Walk out on that bad deal and stop throwing your money away on rent today with SaveWithConrad.com. That's right. It's SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. Woo!
All right, here we go.
That was a little promo there.
I liked it.
I got a little spirit in me.
814 Raw from Providence, Rikishi and Road Dogg and X-Pac in the handicap match. Rikishi shoved both guys down. He went to sit on Pac, but Dogg saved his partner with a clothesline. and they knocked Rikishi down against the turnbuckle. X-Pac hit the Bronco Buster on Rikishi. Dogg worked over Rikishi with some jabs to the face, but then Rikishi ducked, and Dogg hit X-Pac by mistake.
It was an accident.
Dogg and X-Pac hit a double clothesline followed by a double weak-looking vice grip on the shoulders.
You know what? It's weak-looking by design. It lulls you into a sense of security, all while putting the appropriate pressure on the carotid artery itself. So, I mean, you say what you want to say, do what you want to do. Adam's family.
Rikishi came back with a Samoan drop, then a running splash and a super kick on Pac. Rikishi hit the stink face on Dogg with X-Pac laughing about it at ringside. Dogg had no idea X-Pac was laughing, but the camera was on X, who took a stink face last week. It was a long stink face from Rikishi.
Yeah.
X-Pac back in the ring. Rikishi punched Dogg, and X-Pac hit a spinning heel kick on Rikishi for the pinfall win at 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Post-match, X-Pac and Road Dogg stomped on Rikishi some more. So Too Cool made the save and punched the DX guys out of the ring.
Yep.
First of all, Dogg,
securing the high ground, sending the guys to the low ground and securing the high ground is a strategic maneuver done in any kind of combat. If you'll read Sing Tao's Art of, I don't know. So what were we talking about again?
How long did that stink face feel?
Oh, it actually, Rikishi went to go away. I grabbed him and pulled him back in for probably 15 more seconds because I just hadn't had enough yet. And so television takes a little longer. So if you want to get X-Pac laughing, you got to get stink face, reaction, stink face, maybe reaction again. I don't know how crazy the guy's going tonight. But so we had to be there for a second to get the good shots we needed. But that's television, and that's the sacrifices you make for good TV.
817 from Worcester, Mass.
Yeah, I love that on my steaks.
X-Pac and Road Dogg were talking backstage. They laughed about Rikishi giving Dogg the stink face on Raw, and Dogg pointed out that it happened to X-Pac, and they were ready for their match. D-Generation X versus Too Cool.
Yes.
Too Cool was in control of the body slam, then a kick that sent Dogg out of the ring, and Scotty hit the Bulldog on X-Pac.
Ooh.
That led to the W-O-R-M and the chop, with the crowd cheering loudly for all of that. Sexay went up to the top, but Dogg sent Scotty into Sexay, who was on the top. Sexay went down. Dogg and X-Pac argued about who should do a move to Scotty, but then Kane's music hit to interrupt this.
Oh, my word.
And 22 seconds. Kane went to the ring. Boot for X-Pac. Choke slam for Dogg.
Oh, yeah.
Kane hit a choke slam on X-Pac as well.
What did Too Cool do? Skedaddle?
So, Dogg, the creative here is slim a little bit. Is this part of you going to them and saying, I'm in trouble?
To be quite honest with you, I think this was a thing where they said, let's get these two on the pay-per-view and look, I don't know that, I'm just speculating, but this is how I feel like it went down. Let's get these two on the show somehow, even if it's working against each other. We'll tell a little story going in, bling, bling, bloom. It's some TV story going in. Not spending the most time on it, as you can see in segment times, but telling a little story to get there. And look, they probably saw I was the last one to see it, so they probably saw it, and maybe it was hey, let's get through this, and then we'll, after SummerSlam, we'll address this. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, old Jed's 100 air.
Well, the next thing you know, it's 8:21, and you're in Lafayette, Louisiana. Tag Team Championships, baby. Edge and Christian versus D-Generation X. Ooh, here's how we did. Edge with a shoulder tackle on X-Pac, who then came back with a spin kick. X-Pac hit leaping clothesline on Christian. Then Dogg with a kick on Christian that got a 2 count. Edge pulled Dogg out of the ring. Christian slid with a kick into Dogg, and JR noted that Dogg versus X-Pac is on for SummerSlam.
Yeah. We're promoting the match in a tag match.
While you're in a tag
It's so cool because holy mackerel, now as a fan, I'm like, are they expected to coexist knowing that this match is scheduled and contractually obligated?
Edge stomped away on Dogg, then a body slam at Christian tagged in. Dogg and Christian collided in a double crossbody block spot.
Oh.
X-Pac wasn't happy about Road Dogg not tagging out as Dogg hit a knee drop on Christian. X-Pac with a spin kick on Christian. X-Pac and Dogg argued about who was going to do a move. Edge hit a spear on X-Pac. The Dudleys ran down to the ring with a table.
Yeah,
the Dudleys went into the ring to chase after Edge and Christian, who ran into the crowd. So the referee called for the bell at 3 minutes and 47 seconds. I guess we'll call it a no contest because nothing was announced.
Well, I think we would have won by order of countout, I believe, is how it would technically have gone. They ran away, right?
They did run away.
And we stayed. We were trying to
So that's a W, brother.
continue our combat.
That's a
That's
W.
a dub.
right there.
That is a dub, not without the ORM part.
Then the focus was back on X-Pac and Dogg back in the ring. Dogg went to the apron. X-Pac accidentally headbutted him off the apron through the table that was conveniently placed there by the Dudleys. X-Pac checked on his buddy.
You son of a biscuit in my britches.
Things are going down, man.
I tell you what, X-Pac, I didn't see that coming. Did you mean to do that, or was that on accident?
I accidentally headbutted you.
Well, because he checked on me after, so that's signs of a good Samaritan. But hey, what was? It didn't look accidental.
Tough to tell here. How's going through a table compared to kendo stick, street sign, cookie sheet?
Right. Turn out the line. Well, the table breaks your fall a little bit, but it's always easier to go through one in the ring as opposed to on the floor. That doesn't give at all, and you fall to the floor, and you still
Dudleys.
hit the bottom of floor. Bottom of floor's concrete, right? So you
Right.
hit it, and you don't go nowhere, mate. You crush like this through the table. Your ribs crush, mate. It's like hell. So anyway, one time Mankind jumped off the top rafter down on me through a table. I remember that time.
How'd that feel?
Like a car went over a bridge and landed on me.
So, worse than a kendo stick.
I'd rather be hit with a kendo stick in the yam bag than.
While we mention him, Dog, Edge recently capped off his 25-year career on SmackDown, man. Speak a little bit about Edge right here.
Yeah, can't speak highly enough about the dude. So, just talking about that episode of SmackDown, like what a great episode that was devoted to him and in respect to him, with respect to him and his family. And I'm so excited. I just spit all over the camera. I just love this guy. No, but Edge is, man, what a professional. And I've told this story a million times too, but it's the truth. They came in and they were students of the game, and they were working hard and working out and tanning and doing everything that you need to do to be a WWF superstar at the time. And I was on top of the world and peeing it away and not realizing it, and making fun of them guys for being on time and doing their jobs adequately and stuff like that. And it just goes to show, like, full circle, has he come in, I guess full circle I have come, but also these two individuals I saw come in, then surpass me, and then surpass. We've been on the word arguably today. Surpass arguably everybody in the wrestling business with the TLC matches. I mean, that raised the bar in the wrestling world. And I would, you would say ECW did that 100 times. Yeah, but WWF didn't. You know what I mean? And when they did it with these 6 cats, and it raised the bar as to how we do things today. So yeah, just a good human being. I had an opportunity not long ago. Went to to Madison Square Garden for a Friday Night SmackDown recording, just in homage of the Garden, and got to sit at a table in catering with some really good friends of mine, and Edge was one of them. And we talked and laughed for an hour and a half, I know, acting like we didn't have real jobs. And then Edge looked at me and said, "This is what I'm going to miss." And I said, "Dude, the camaraderie." I said, "If they could put it in a bottle, I'd be hooked on it too." You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is about the dressing room is if you're a people person, that dressing room can be a really cool place to be. But, you know, depends on where your head's at, because it can also be hell on earth. But he said that, and it just made me think, like, man, it's the camaraderie. And we had such a good time, and they could have taken my pay for the day. I don't think I got paid anyway, but they could have taken my pay for the day, and I would have been happy with that. Just to hang out, AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, you know, I remember the writing team was there. Just different guys would sit down. Fergal McDivitt sat down with us, and we just sat there, man, joking, and it was like he said, man, I'm going to miss the camaraderie. And he's 100% right, man. The camaraderie is going to miss you, dude.
All the roses, Edge, my friend.
But we will follow your French Bulldog on Instagram.
Hey guys, Tony Schiavone. Need to call a timeout real quick. Wanted to tell your listeners what I've been telling What Happened When listeners for a while now about all the cool things happening over on adfreeshows.com.
On the latest edition of The False Finish, Zach Gowen talks about reaching the top of the pro wrestling world against incredible physical odds before issues with immaturity got in his way.
It's not a talent issue, it's a maturity issue. We want to see you continue to wrestle, try new characters, become a heel, try new things, find a groove. The door's open, just mature a little bit. But it was almost fatherly. The way he sat me down and explained to me exactly why I was being released. And I'll always remember that, and I'll always thank Jim Ross every time I see him for that.
As Dogg and Casio finished up their latest Ask Dogg Anything, they kept the party going for Ad-Free Shows members, answering more questions on a bonus overrun.
We were the main event. Me and Brian Christopher were the main event. Doug was in an up there match. Jamie Dundee was in a tag title match, I'm sure. And we just stopped and started playing pool and drinking. Like, that was what we did. We pulled through the median and turned around and just called from a payphone and said, "Yeah, our car can't make it."
That's just a small taste of what we got waiting for you. With 4 levels to choose from, see for yourself why Ad-Free Shows is the best value in wrestling today. Sign up now at adfreeshows.com.
All right, as we continue SmackDown, August 24th in New Orleans, I got to looking at it because we were talking earlier about short segments, but
yeah,
I had to get so much in. Just to give you an example of this episode, Rikishi and the Godfather with Bull Buchanan and Steven Richards. Then you got a 6-man with Chyna, Eddie Guerrero, Steve Blackman against TNA and Val Venus with Trish Stratus. Then you've got, with a match we're about to talk about, The Undertaker versus you and X-Pac. You got the European title with Perry Saturn and Al Snow. You got a 6-man with Jericho and the Hardys versus Benoit, Christian, and Edge. And then you got Lita and The Rock taking on Kurt Angle and Stephanie McMahon.
Look, and I think the format was still 2 hours, and I could be wrong about that, but I think the format was still 2 hours. How do you? It's a lot. There's a lot going on there.
I was looking at them. The longest match was 5 minutes, just because you had so much to get on.
Yeah, you got a lot going on and a lot of stories to tell. And look, that's what people used to love, because everybody had a story. Like, I feel like they're getting close to getting back there. Raw lately has been easy to watch. Easier to watch, in my opinion.
All right, 8:24 New Orleans. Road Dogg and X-Pac were shown talking backstage with X-Pac, saying he knows that X-Pac didn't mean to put him through the table. They agreed to put it behind them and focus on tonight.
Yep.
As The Undertaker went driving by on a motorcycle. Here we go. Taker versus Dogg and X-Pac in a handicap match.
Yep.
X-Pac spit on Undertaker's motorcycle.
You know what? I do not condone that kind of behavior, Mr. Calloway, and I would like to, though it be 23 years later, I would like to apologize on behalf of D-Generation X.
Well, the next line pretty much sums it up. Taker beat up both guys with punches. That's all you need to know if you spit on his motorcycle.
I'd like to retract that last statement, please.
You peed on motorcycles before too, right?
There's a lot of people out there that say, we ain't friends if I ain't peed on you. You know what I mean? So
Another shirt. I peed on DOA's bike. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Taker hit with a double clothesline. Then he tossed X-Pac out of the ring and hit a big boot on Dogg.
Boom.
Taker with a running clothesline on Dogg, followed by a sidewalk slam as X-Pac broke up the pin.
Ooh,
Taker
1, 2,
worked over
hard save.
Oh, hard save. Taker worked over X-Pac with punches. Then Taker hit a running clothesline on Dogg, but X-Pac came back with a spinning heel kick for 2.
Yeah.
After some DX punches, Taker came back with clothesline and punches. Taker sent Dogg over the top to the floor.
That's horse pucky.
Dogg left the match while Taker gave X-Pac a chokeslam.
Did I look back and see? That's the question.
No.
Did I look back so that you could get a shot of me seeing? You know what I mean? I want to see X-Pac dumped on his head, and I don't make an attempt to go back. That says a lot in my inactivity.
Taker hit the last ride powerbomb on X-Pac as Dogg walked away for the pinfall win. 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
Oh, man. Whose stuff didn't I pee on? Casio, where do you see the backseat of your Bronco?
Dog. What's it like working with Taker? Is it intimidating, or is it fun, or is it what is it?
All of the above, first and foremost. But so he's so good, and his timing is such, like he doesn't do explosive, if that makes sense. Like he will at the right time. He'll do that diving clothesline off the ropes, where he'll explode and do something, but he's very methodical, and so you just got to get your timing down to big boot, and here he comes, and sidewalk slam, and I'm going to cover, and I'm going to save, and then so you just got to get your timing down, man. And his timing was very easy to adapt to, and so it was magic. Look, and me and Kid could feed. We could feed, and so they were using us. I would imagine like I would have used me if I was on my roster, to know I could do a decent job, but beat me in the long run, and don't know where we're going in the future with him, but he's a guy we can utilize here, you know what I mean? And so that's where I imagine they were at creatively with me.
All right, Dog, let's talk about the highlights of SummerSlam 2000 along with your match. Let's start there.
Yep.
From the Observer,
Can't be good.
X-Pac pinned Road Dogg.
I already don't like it. See, they just lie.
Seconds.
They just lie, because I remember this distinctly. I won.
Yeah.
I won the match.
You told me you've won the whole time.
So I've always thought it was that.
Well, let's see
what
happened.
It could have been a cookie sheet, but let's just say it wasn't, and I'm right.
It says, quote, "This was the most disappointing match on the show, largely because the two are longtime friends and both good workers capable of providing a hot match. Time was a limitation, but they even got boring chants, and little happened until X-Pac delivered a low kick and got the pin with the X Factor. After the match, X-Pac wanted to shake hands, but Road Dogg instead gave him a modified pump handle slam, 3/4 stars.
3/4?
3/4 of a star.
Man, that's not bad. This seems like a perfect time for our
5-star review of the week.
I hope Dom's got it, because I can't believe I remembered it. It
Go
just
to
felt
Apple
right.
Podcasts and read one of our 5-star reviews from you, the listeners. You can do so as well, and you might be featured in a future episode. While we wait on the 5-star review of the week,
Let's just backtrack a little bit about the good workers. They said we were good little workers.
Yeah. Good workers.
That's a kiss of death.
Isn't that when they tell the quarterback he's a game manager?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, okay. That means I'm
I
not
get
good.
it. I get it. He doesn't have any talent.
Right, that's what you're saying. I can read a clock.
You're saying he's a coach. He'd be good as a coach.
He'd be good as a coach.
Not so much on the field.
5-star review of the week as we gave Dom time to kill there.
Hey,
Here we go.
3/4 of a star is what I got in the ring.
Turns out I didn't. Great with the pod. From behind the scenes story from one of the veterans of the Attitude Era. The podcast often goes in many different directions, often funny ones at that. But overall, I learned that Glenn Close was a lumberjack. Good times all around. Azrael Sin sent us that on Apple. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
Our lady.
Man, yeah, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless about that. But the fact that you learned about Glenn Close and her past, that she doesn't talk about a lot. So I appreciate you digging into the archives and really going deep on Glenn Close.
Here's what I want everybody to do. Go to Twitter.
Yep.
And let everybody know that you want to see the story of Glenn Close on Dark Side of the Ring next year.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
I mean, that's
her
what I
lumberjack
want to
years.
see. That's what I want to see.
Her lumberjack
yeah,
years.
Glenn Close, the lumberjack years.
Shirt now available at boxofgimmicks.com.
Man, she could whack a tree. She could whack some wood, bro. They used to call her Lumberjill.
Speaking of you and whacking wood, why such little time for your match?
I'm not good. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but like in comparison to other people, I'm what they call not good. So they gave it a little. No, it probably lost a bunch of time. Somebody was heavy. It was SummerSlam. It was the very last match on the card.
It was the second.
It was the second match on the card.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so perfect. It was the last one thought about. I can attest to that. And like I said, man, the fact that I got through it and was able to hump him and hit him with my finish and make it 50-50 booking was happy with me.
How bad were you at this point in 2000?
Bad. I don't remember this match at all.
Really?
I mean, I've seen it, and it was okay, but I not my best years.
Wow. Did you guys think DX was going to be breaking up?
Well, look, we knew that it needed to, because there was a lot of, and this sounds braggadocious of me, but there was a lot of talented guys bundled up progressive, bundled up in one tight little faction. And so if you're going to put the title on Hunter and you want to use Billy in some way, which they did, you know what I mean, when he came back and I was doing my thing, which was not a good thing, and Kid was still in the mix. So yeah, we knew it was inevitable. And they would, when they needed to, throw us back together for a little something, you know what I mean? Like this, they kept me and Kid together. We did this. I think this might have been the last you saw me for a while. I'm gonna go in the corner with the Gimp and cry. I need my support, Stanley.
Let's still look at SummerSlam. Some of the other highlights later on. Steve Blackman won back the hardcore title from Shane McMahon. After Shane fell off the Titantron.
Well, why not?
How crazy is Shane?
As a crap house rat. I mean, crazy as all day. Look, he's always done that, and that's why Blackman. We were doing the thing with Blackman, and he was beating us and stuff. They were building him up on television, so Derek told me that. I wouldn't have known that otherwise. Thanks, D.
Later that night, and somehow upstage this, Edge and Christian won the first ever three-way tables, ladders, and chairs match over the Dudleys and the Hardys. Are you backstage watching this thinking, thank God this is not me?
Yes, 100%, but probably not even watching it, to be quite honest with you. At this point, I was too good for that and too high to pay attention. But look, they'd already surpassed me, so I hated them. You know what I mean? It was official. Official. I hate them.
From what you remembered, how was the buzz leading up to we're about to have our first ever three-way TLC match?
Well, for one thing, nobody had any idea what was to come. You know what I mean?
Right.
It could have very well fallen on its face, but because of the 6 individuals involved, it became an instant classic, and only to try to be redone like Fast and Furious 11. but like number 1 set the world on fire. You know what I mean? And to their credit, man, raise the bar.
What an interesting match this one is. From the Observer, Dog. Kat beat Terry in 3 minutes and 6 seconds with the thong stinky face match. The Observer says it was bad, but at least it was short, and again, served its purpose to give some TNA after the extreme stunts of the previous match, and thus avoided Undertaker and Kane having to directly follow it. Al Snow and Perry Saturn were in the respective corners. Snow squeezed Terry's butt when he threw her in. It was getting long enough to where the novelty of the women in thongs was starting to die out when the ref bump came. Snow threw head to Kat, and she KO'd Terry with it, and then Snow hit Saturn with it. Kat gave Terry the stink face in the corner to win. When Snow and Kat celebrated, Snow squeezed Kat's butt.
That's
high quality here.
Yeah, that's good stuff. You know what I mean? It's just good old-fashioned trash. It's just Jerry Springer at its finest.
And I'll tell you, at my time, at my age, and we were watching it, it was the greatest match.
Because I can tell you some people that it wasn't getting old on yet. The novelty wasn't getting old on at 6 minutes in. But they probably did get more Who's fat?
I was doing my own ref
Who's
bump.
fat, high, and washing it really fast? This guy.
It's a ref bump. I call it the ref.
That's what you were looking at.
Because
Because we cared about the ref bump at the time.
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, it was Jerry Springer.
The main event featured The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Triple H for the WWF title.
Wow.
Pretty good match if you can get it.
That's pretty good if we could book that one.
Yeah.
Maybe we could throw that little shindig together.
By the way,
hey, this sounds like a hot SummerSlam. Truth be told, other than mine and that girls match we just spoke of, it sounds really good.
This is the match where Angle was hurt when the table him and Triple H were on fell down on each other and knocked him legit out. I take it you don't know if you were backstage for the other. You don't remember seeing this backstage.
Like an hour prior to this happened, I took some pills that knocked me legit out. So I don't remember this. Look, it still happens.
Yeah.
You still get a, you know what I mean? You get a, man, you get a, you call it a, well, you get like what they say?
Concussion. You get your bell rung.
Your bell rung. Every time you get your bell rung, you got a concussion. That's what that is. Your brain bouncing like a bell. You know what I mean? Like it's, and so when you find that out and you learn a little more about head injuries later in life, you go like, oh my God, that was a nightly thing for me. You know what I mean? Like
right.
that was one of my things was I took a ton of bumps really hard. But yeah, look, it happens. It ain't ballet.
And by the way, the crazy part about that story as well, as Hunter would tell it, they let him finish the match, and they basically had to lead him through the entire ending. That's pretty wild thing to see.
That's wild. And look, it was having any sense as to head injuries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it really was. It was before anything was known, or at least widely known and spoken about. And so now, man, now the protocol's so strict. Very, very proud of the wellness program.
Kurt said that Stephanie was coaching her throughout the rest of the match, coaching him throughout the rest of the match.
I don't doubt it because she was probably there for everything, so she knew it. So yeah, I mean, you do what you do, right? It takes a village, and sometimes, it's sad enough to say, there's a guy half inside of consciousness and out. You know what I mean? As we get through this, I've been that guy before.
If you can place it on your timeline, what did you think your spot in the company was at this time? You've told them you had a problem. Now you've got through SummerSlam. Are you even thinking about what's next week, or are you just, hey, we got through SummerSlam?
So I'm not sure if I got a DUI prior to this SummerSlam or a post, but it was pretty much the nail that the last nail in my character's coffin. But look, I was a casualty. Like I was gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? I had gotten to that point where I was going to be a problem, and so they did what they should have done prior to that. To be quite honest with you, I deserved it several times prior to that. But they gave me second and third chances, not unlike the 57th chance they gave me with my employment right now. You know what I mean? So, takes a team, man. Takes a village.
All right, we are about to get to some fan questions.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, they got.
Oh my God, what are they going to say? Are they going to say I'm fat?
For you. You never know what these are about.
I know.
I mean, they're technically supposed to be about SummerSlam, but yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. We'll see.
Summer fat. Did you say summer fat?
All right,
look, I have some insecurities.
Dylan, he says X-Pac is the first memory I have of wrestling, and has always been one of my favorites. It was recently rumored that he may be trying to come back for a few matches. Dog, have you heard of this? And if so, what do you think of the possibility of Mr. Waltman getting back in the ring? Thanks, guys. Love the show. I can't stop laughing every week.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Leahy. But X-Pac, one of my dearest friends in the world, love him to death. He inspired me to adopt another dog, even though I just got another puppy. So now I have two puppies. One I'm bottle feeding. Well, my wife's bottle feeding. I'm trying to learn. But yeah, X-Pac's a dear friend. Look, there he is, Hercules.
Tiny.
Oh, he's so tiny. We literally bottle feed him every 3 hours.
What?
And then at night, about 2 times a night or something. But yeah, he's so small, and this is a little disgusting. You have to rub him, like make him use the restroom. He doesn't know to do it on his own. So the mom would lick him after a meal, after feeding, and make him use the restroom both ways, and so we have to rub his belly. it's a lot goes into this.
Well, that
this
works
thing.
for me too. I've sat on the couch and rubbed my belly.
And rub your belly and just poop and pee on yourself.
Here's my favorite.
It does seem a little like heaven, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let's see. I get to eat, and then someone rubs my belly till I poop. This sounds great. My favorite is, you can tell how Dom does not have a lady in his life, because on our group text, you said, we got another dog. And Dom naively said, are y'all going to keep it? Dom, when you have a lady that loves animals in your household, if they get in your area code, you're going to keep it.
Yeah, you're keeping it.
They're not, they're in the house, they ain't leaving.
She decided we were going to keep it 2 weeks ago. When we first saw it, it was only like, it was pink still, like it would look like a gerbil, and so this thing has grown a bunch, and we're gonna continue to feed it, and it's gonna grow up. Hercules is gonna grow up big and strong.
Hercules.
Dom said he was laughing, and it turned into tears because of his loneliness.
Laughter into crying.
Look, that's the story of the dark side of comedy. Right? Is I only laughed to mask my tears.
I laughed because I didn't know it, and then I remembered I don't have a woman in my life. That was a roller coaster for Dom.
And then I remembered I did, and I cried again.
Dog.
Yes.
Our next partner we want to get to is AG1.
AG1. Say AG1. AG1 is a good one. Say AG1. Functional mushrooms. Make you go to the restroom real good, y'all. Here we go.
AG1, baby. That is whole body health, my
From
friends.
the inside out.
You can drink it in the morning. You can drink it in the afternoon. Drink it before you work out. Drink it while you're making your coffee and start your day off with it. Yeah. It is ready to take on the day feeling right there, all in one.
I want to say something right now. You said drink it here, drink it there, drink it stinking everywhere, and it made me think I needed to drink a lot of it. How many times do you need to drink this thing?
Just once a day.
So just one scoop of AG1 a day.
Yep, and that gets all your multivitamins, your probiotics, one simple, drinkable
adaptogens. I love adaptogens. I love functioning mushrooms.
I don't know anything about that.
No, that's the ingredients, dog.
You've got, look at, you know it now.
Oh yeah, no, I've read it. Yeah, I've read it.
Huh?
And it's so easy and convenient. But look, that's the key, right? You want to be healthy from the inside, and that gut health is something I talk a lot about. I don't follow up on any of it, but I talk a lot about it. But the AG1 is convenience in a bottle, in a scoop. And when I say a scoop, I mean one scoop. One scoop in that bottle that you're seeing there. If you're watching, you get the travel container with it, the travel shaker and the
Travel pack.
Pack, yeah. And so it's literally one scoop of that in anything you want to put it in. Like I put mine in orange juice, one scoop, and I chug it, and that's my vitamins for the day. I don't have to take a bunch of pills. I don't have to pay thousands of dollars for all the different kind of supplements and nutrients I need. It's all in there, all in a daily allowance. So yes, convenience is the key.
My wife takes it before her workout. She said it gives her not a burst like if she did, coffee or some kind of caffeine. Yeah. She said it's sustained energy for her when she drinks that AG1.
Wow.
And like you said, 75 high-quality ingredients that gives you that key daily nutrients, supports energy.
Well, what'll that run you? What'll that run you, Casio, if you went out and bought 75?
Oh, everybody together? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, you bought it all. You spend thousands of dollars. This is literally less than your cup of coffee.
Triple digits a day. You're just killing it. But this tiny habit with big benefits only cost you less than $3 a day just for listening to the Oh You Didn't Know pod. That's a win-win. You can listen to us, and now we're going to tell you how you can get all this for less than $3 a day. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/dog. That's drink, the letter A, the letter G, and the number 1.com/DOGG. Check it out today, and we thank AG1 for being always there for the Oh You Didn't Know pod.
Thank you, AG1. They also have a cool name, AG1. That sounds cool. That sounds like the new quarterback for the Washington Renegades. I just made that name up.
The Birmingham Stallions.
The Birmingham Johnsons are up against the Memphis. AG1 out of the pocket.
It does sound good.
See?
It was like RG3, but it was AG1.
Well, that's where I stole it from. I'm going to get it tattooed on my thigh.
Brad Stanton wants to know, I've always heard that X-Pac is the measuring stick of talent, meaning he can tell when someone has it or not. Have you ever talked about that with him? If so, also, is that a lot of pressure, do you think, if somebody says that about you?
Yes, but it's also not, and this sounds like I'm taking it away from him, but I'm not, because they're right. He can totally spot talent and tell you, hey, this guy's good, that guy's no good. He can totally do that. But I would add that several other people, I would add a lot of other people can do that. You know what I mean? Like it's back in the day, man, everybody used to have to pass an unwritten litmus test where you just kind of gotta clear the hurdle for all the guys, you know what I mean? And you gotta be able to have everybody go like, damn, he's good, or damn, she's good. You know what I mean? Like you gotta kind of pass that, or else you'll have somebody of consequence going, what the hell are you pushing him for? What are you doing with that? What are we doing over there? And you don't want that. So if you're really good, everybody's kind of on board with, hey, they're good. But Kiddo definitely, to me, he was a measuring stick of professional wrestling because he taught me so much about it. And continues to this day, continues to make me a better person, I might add, as well.
Michael Berry Sr. wants to know, how was it wrestling against X-Pac versus teaming with him? Did the chemistry and familiarity help during the match?
Yeah. Well, we did it before in '95 when it was in your house, and the night that me and Jeff walked and everything. We had worked together a lot of times before, but I always loved working with Kid. And what I loved working with Kid for is he and I were on that same wavelength where I knew I was going to be where he needed me to be, and I knew he was going to be where I needed him to be. And so I feel like he had the same knowledge of me and trust of me that we were going to be there in the right. We had in 1995 in that match, we had one miscue that I still remember to this day because it was it feels yucky when you have a miscue. You know what I mean? When something doesn't turn out perfect, and you go like, oh god darn, it just wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? And I wanted it to be perfect for you, kid. Yeah, I always loved working with X-Pac, man. He's going to lay them kicks in, so put your hands up or prepare to bleed from the nasal region or the oral cavity.
Nasal region or the oral cavity.
Yeah, you will bleed from one of those areas. Not so much an eyebrow because he's wearing shooter boots.
Oh,
so
you
won't get clipped with an eyebrow because it'll probably be calf catching you. You know what I mean? Or if it's the heel, you might be going night night.
Night night.
Yeah, you might be going night night, AJ.
Let's see what we got here. Bryant Haremza said, at this point, it was just him and X-Pac keeping the DX name alive. Dog, did you feel the DX name and group just didn't need to go away for a while to be fresh again, or did you think it needed to go away permanently?
Yeah, well, look, I did feel like it needed to disappear first. If you're going to disintegrate it, and I got fired, and Billy was hurt, and you know what I mean. So it was the right time creatively to do something like that. But look, they brought it back in time, and then it ran its course again and had a great run again when it needed to. You know.
Bobby KF5 GTX wants to know, what's your experience between laying out a match with a close friend like X-Pac versus another wrestler on the roster that you're maybe not as close to?
Well, look, it's a lot easier, especially if you know what the other guy does so well. You know what I mean? Like, I know what he wants to do and is going to ask for, and he knows what I'm going to do and what I'm going to ask for. And in this case, it's two guys going, no, man, you hit me with that right then, you know? And then he'll go, no, you need to be up right there so we can do it. And it was literally like, no, you take the parking spot. That's a softer Boston.
That was. By the way, that should be on Urban Dictionary. The softer Boston. I don't know what it means.
It's a Sam Adams commercial.
But he
says a softer Boston. You know that's your cousin from Boston. Yeah. He's funny.
All right, Dog. SummerSlam 2000 in the books, and next week we talk about another invasion you were a part of. TNA invaded the WWE promo shoot.
I was a part of that. They were doing it was like a Survivor Series about the Sharks and the Jets or something. Like it was a remake of the, and you're a shark, you're a shark. You got teeth, you're a shark, and you crap in the ocean. You are a shark, and I snap, and I shark, and I teeth, and I crap, and I Shark Week. Sorry, that was, I'm working on a little something for Discovery Channel next year, Shark Week.
I was feeling it.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people
There's something there.
A lot of people were. I think Mick Mac's probably going to give it a thumbs up.
Dog, before we get out of here, we got to get to our Thankful Minute and our Top Dog segment.
Yes.
I want to tell everybody, check out our friends at adfreeshows.com. That's where you get early ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts starting at just $9. Dog, we talked earlier about value. Yeah. That's less than 20 cents per episode each month, and that is not all. Ad-free
Talk about who those people are listening to.
Well, you've got the standards. You've got the Road Dogg right here.
Oh, you didn't know?
You've got JR, Bruce Pritchard, Tony Schiavone, Kurt Angle. You've got the whole list.
Holy mackerel. You've got the mailbag with Nick Patrick.
Mailbag with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick. You've got Ask Conrad. You've got the Insiders with Conrad. They just did a one-on-one interview with Mr. Zach Gowen.
And I think there's another one called Doodly Doo with Lash LaRue.
It is time limit draw.
Time limit draw. So look, I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you want, if you want to do Doodly Doo, y'all are welcome to have it. I will not charge you for that. But time limit draw actually does have a better correlation and a better fit.
The next
with
time
Lash LaRue. Yeah, we were talking about
it's going to be called Doodly.
We're talking about the value of ad-free shows is what we were talking about.
And the brand new show Tuesday with the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan. I just did a Q&A with Ernest the Cat Miller. And by the way, I don't know if it's announced, so I can't announce it yet. But I just got announced another Q&A coming up. This is going to be a good one. Actually, I'm going to announce it.
Richard Dreyfuss?
No, it was not.
Of Jaws fame?
I'm double checking to make sure it wasn't Richard Dreyfuss.
Okay, please do that because it's either him or Sidney Poitier.
It was. Here we go. Oh, Larry Zbyszko.
No way.
How about that?
Listen, Casio. So I was over at at Bruno Sammartino's house, and I'm looking through the bushes because I'm a freaky pervert. No, he's not, but he did talk about looking through the bushes at Bruno's house.
Clip that. We're showing it to Larry when I talked.
Well, he did. You can just show him his Hall of Fame speech because he talked about peeking through the shrubs at Bruno Sammartino's house. But truth be told, holy mackerel! What a great interview that's going to be. Because you got to think about, dude. He was the underling to Bruno Sammartino. He was going to be I don't know. There's a lot there to talk about. History of wrestling is so now that I'm older and I'd like to think wiser, I'm starting to get into like the history of American wrestling. I read a book on the history of British wrestling not long ago, and I'm starting to get like hearing and seeing and digging into this stuff a little bit. So now I see what all you guys are talking about now. This stuff's kind of interesting.
That's why it's great over at adfreeshows.com. Plus, you get this episode early and ad-free. Yep. So you can check that out, adfreeshows.com. Also, if you have a business, if you've got a company, if you've got a side hustle, if you've got an event.
Why wouldn't you want to promote with us? We have a captive audience, literally Terry, shut up. We have a captive audience, and we can get them to buy your products or at least try to sell them your products.
One of the greatest sports entertainers of all time.
Oh, you didn't know?
Could be talking about cutting a promo for your event.
For your product. Wow.
Go to advertisewithdogg.com. That's advertisewithdogg.com, and we can get the word out, and you'll figure out real quickly why our advertisers last so long with us because it works. Also, shout out to our buddy Save with Conrad. Right now, your home is worth probably more than it has ever been. Combine all your debts into one monthly payment, or maybe do all those home upgrades you've always dreamed of. And on top of that, skip 2 house payments. Put that newfound equity to work by going to savewithconrad.com. And shout out, go back in the archives if you missed it. We had a great episode with our buddy Conrad Thompson.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was a good time.
Fun times there. Always like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating on all platforms. We would appreciate that. Leave a comment below. What'd you think?
Please leave a comment, even if it's not good. You've seen how Meltzer reports on me. I think I respond well to horrible criticism.
If you made it this far, just put 1 star in the comment section just to let us know.
That's already a quarter star more than me and X-Pac got.
If they all add up,
we get I might get 4 stars. If I have 27 matches, I'll have 4 stars for sure.
All right, Dog. Before we get out of here, though, we got to get to Top Dog and our Thankful Minute. Are you ready? Our Top Dog segment. We find out if you are a better sports entertainer than 3 individuals. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Dog, are you a better sports entertainer than Dr. D, David Schultz, my friend?
Oh,
look at that hair, man.
You know what? I'm going to say yes.
Oh!
I'm going to say yes. Not as tough, maybe. He's a tough dude, tough guy from what I understand. Was a bad apple. Talked to my father. My father said, well, a lot of people were scared of him. And so that means that's my father saying he was a bad apple. I trust his judgment. So better sports entertainer, yes. Tougher, probably not.
A lot of people were scared of him.
That's my dad's way of saying I wasn't one of them.
This next gentleman I was scared of as a fan.
Yeah.
Are you a better sports entertainer than Hardcore Holly, baby?
Oh.
Look at that guy.
Yes, but don't tell him I said that. Bro, he would bring it. You
My
want to talk
gosh.
about getting in the ring and getting physical. Bob Holly would do it, could do it, and love to do it.
I was about to say, if you come down to Alabama, you'll see Bob Holly in about every bar, a version of him. Not that big and intimidating, but
Yeah.
when you saw, he's from Alabama, which is why I
from Mobile.
But
I
buddy,
remember I bought a 400 Honda 400 four-wheeler from him
Yeah.
when times were good. Yeah.
all
I
right,
bought you when things were good.
are you individually, Road Dogg, better sports entertainer than the Young Bucks?
Oh, you know what? I got to say no. And I'll say no.
Because you're so
You know what? No. I'm going to say yes, I am better than both of them put together. But what I'm not going to say is that they are bad human beings and that they are bad at business, because what they have done is far more successful than I ever have been in this industry, and kudos to you bros for that. But now you're talking to the Road Dogg and you're asking me if you guys are better than me. And look, I go back to a time where I was a Mizark for myself, and I'm sure you two were too. And so let's just be honest. There once was a time where the DOGG wasn't bad at what he did. So let's just say that. But so yeah, I was very humble. I felt like while being
held it together for a little bit, yeah.
while being braggadocious. They are both talented individuals, good brothers that I've always heard were good guys, and I would love them. Haven't spent enough time around them to know, but two-pronged answer. A, I'm better than them because I want the kickback on social media. And two, I gave them props of being way more better successful than I ever have been at this. So I feel like I answered politically correct and professionally provocative.
How about that?
Yeah.
Professionally provocative.
Maybe
I
that's
think,
a friggin'
I think
word.
Snoop Dogg did that
Maybe.
that's sexual seduction.
Yeah, my bad.
Professional provocative. It's just a professional provocative.
Because you don't know how much love I give. Or how I give it.
Professional provocative.
Well, it's how I live it. Okay.
By the way, before we get out of here and get to the thankful minute, go to boxinggimmicks.com. We'd be thankful for that. You can get all the merchandise.
Tumblers, where I'll tumble for you, I'll tumble for. I threw him a curveball there. I'll tumble for you, I'll tumble for you. There he is. I'll tumble boxinggimmicks.com. I'll tumble boxinggimmicks.com. Cool. Petered out there at the end. Did it? Mountain
Hey.
critters.
If that shirt would have popped up and said I petered out at the end, I would have popped hard. Because y'all did the long play on me and set it up for that exact moment. It would have been great.
That made my head spin a little bit, gentlemen.
All right, dog.
Squeal like a pig, boy.
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications at youtube.com/DOGG.
Hey,
That's YouTube.
notify us and comment and say
Yeah.
stuff about us.
And hopefully you say thankful stuff about us, and that leads us to our ending segment. We
Yes.
spread positivity, my friend. A lot of
No matter what you say about us.
podcasts out there spread negativity. We put 60 seconds on the clock and let Mr. Brian R.D. James tell us something he is thankful for in his life. Let's throw it up and go.
So, look, I may have cheated and said this before, but I'm thankful for the line of thinking and the people that went before me to help me understand that I could live my life sober of mind-altering substances. I am thankful for people that have talked and walked me through being mindful of my behavior every day, of the words I say, of how I speak to people. Just the fact that I'm as old as I am, and I'm still thankful to learn new things, and sometimes those new things are how to be a better person. And then it's up to me to execute. I can't see how much
20
time
seconds.
I have. So yeah, I'm thankful for like the pioneers that went before me and cleared a path that could then stick their hand out and get me off of this vicious merry-go-round that was addiction and narcissism, and lead me on a path to living a better life. So I'm thankful for relationships that life has led to, like the ones here.
You know, dog,
Yep.
like you said earlier, you said you were in a bad place here, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, you are not the only sports entertainer that's been in this business and been in a bad place in your career.
Yep.
The best part about that story, though, is we're here talking about it in a good place.
Thank God, man. Because
a lot of them haven't.
Yeah, we talked about it. But Brian Christopher, you know, we talked about him on this show, and there are others that have gone too soon, man. And so, yeah, mine, thank God in heaven above, is a victory story so far. If I go today, I'm ready, and I thank my God for all the good things I've seen and done, man. And I'm thankful for what I have. Been trying to be really conscious of being content with where I am and what I have, and just living there in love. You know what I mean? That sounds all deep and Alan Jackson-y, but it is. It's like acceptance. This is where I'm at. This is what I have, and just drink it in, man, and enjoy it. And I'd say that you could have that at any time in your life, no matter where you at or who you are, because it's all a game of perspective. That'll preach right there, son.
And to sum it up, if you don't like that perspective, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
Professional.